Derek Lewis is main eventing in 2025, and I'm going to break down his card. UFC Nashville. Banger of a fight night, am I right? Let's get into this card, man. Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
First fight of the night, man. Fatima Kline versus Melissa Martinez. Minus 1,200 is outrageous. She's not that much better than Melissa Martinez, but I think she is the better fighter. I think she has a clear grappling advantage if she wants to take Melissa down. Melissa doesn't really offer much off of her back, but be wary. I'm picking her to win the same way I thought Melissa Mullins would win. Take her down, beat her up, control her, find a finish. Fatima might come around. I don't trust WMMA fighters anymore. She might come out and just fuck around on the feet. Who fucking knows? If she's fucking around on the feet, Melissa's gonna win. So I'm expecting Fatima to grapple, to push a grappler's pace, and I'm expecting her to win because of that. Is she minus 1,200 better than Melissa Martinez? Absolutely not. But I am picking her to win. Moving on, Mitch Ramirez versus Mike Davis. Mike Davis, after the horrid performance he just had against Faris Zion, being minus 1,000, crazy. Is he much better than Mitch Ramirez? Yes. Mike Davis, big power in the hands, really good grappling, really good jiu-jitsu. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a dickhead. Don't be pulling guard like you was against Faris Zion. But he should win this fight. Mitch Ramirez does offer a bit of adversity early, but he fades pretty quick. And I think Mike Davis should be able to just take the win out of the cells, wrestle him, put him through the ringer, actually, and kind of outclass him a bit on the mat. And I think he should be able to submit Mitch Ramirez. We got Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Walter Walker. And this is a tricky one for me because Walter Walker, I can see Walter Walker just coming across the cage, literally running across the cage, unintelligently, grabbing Kennedy, throwing him on the ground, and trying to bulldoze him. And if Kennedy let his hands go more, I would easily pick Kennedy here. Because Kennedy does know what he's doing on the mat, does know how to defend takedowns, is crispy in the hands, does have power in the hands. He just doesn't let them go all the way. He's more patient trying to find the shots instead of just letting his hands go more. If he let his hands go more, I think he'll be a much better fighter. And I think he's hurting his potential as a fighter. And that's why this is a tricky one for me. Like I said, if Kennedy was letting his hands go, I think he'd KO Walter Walker. But Kennedy's kind of patient, a little bit hesitant, doesn't want to, it looks like he doesn't want to throw the wrong shot out there. And against a guy like Walter Walker, that just makes it easier for him to close the distance and grab you. So this is a tough one. Kennedy isn't really high output. This is a tough one for me. I am going to pick Kennedy Njokuani though. I think he has better footwork. I think he does know how to contain himself on the mat. And Walter Walker, he's heel hooking guys, yeah, but that's not, like, submitting people by heel hook. It's very impressive, but it's also something you can't really count on because people are going to start training for the heel hook. It's a technique where you kind of have to pull guard. You have to kind of go on your back. It's a dangerous position against a guy who knows what he's doing in that position because he can hurt you in that position. I am picking Kennedy Njokuani to keep it standing, move around, use some footwork. I think he has much better footwork and stick and move, and maybe find a power shot against Walter Walker. We'll see. Moving on, we got Lauren Murphy. Woo! This fight, man, this fight card is crazy. Lauren Murphy versus Eduardo Moura. Lauren Murphy, the age of 52 years old, hasn't fought since 2023. Just got absolutely dominated and outclassed by Jessica Andrade, which is a loss that has aged worse and worse and worse as Jessica Andrade has fought against Eduardo Moura. Huge fucking girl, big girl. Likes to grapple, wants to push that kind of grappler's pace. Her stand-up is very mediocre. Well, was very, very mediocre. It's getting better in each fight. I'm actually visibly seeing it. Still not that good, but I'm seeing it get better. And this is just another fight for her to gain more confidence on the feet and just get better in the striking against Lauren Murphy. She's probably not going to offer anything. Lauren Murphy. I keep calling her Lauren Murphy. Lauren Murphy, she wins by imposing her will, having better cardio, and bullying her opponent. She's not going to be able to do that against Eduardo Moura. She's very, very physical. Very, very physical. So I'm picking Eduardo Moura. I just hope it doesn't go 15. I know it's Lauren Murphy's retirement fight. I'm not saying I want to see her get hurt badly, but I hope it doesn't go full 15. I do not want to watch this for 15 minutes. Moving on, an actual interesting fight. We got Chitty Bang Bang versus Jake Matthews. A lot of people on Jake Matthews. And they kind of bullied me out of parlaying Chitty or betting Chitty. Because I'm on Chitty Bang Bang. I want Chitty Bang Bang all the way. Jake Matthews is not reliable in the slightest. Right? He has good boxing. Not a lot of power in the hands, but good boxing. Really good wrestling, but he doesn't use it. Chitty Bang Bang's much, much longer, much, much bigger. The better striker. Jake's the better boxer, but Chitty's the better striker. You know, a variety of kicks, teep kicks, staying long, using his range. Big power in the hands as well if he lands. Nasty in the clinch if you do close the distance. If I knew Jake Matthews come out here and mix it up a lot and push a wrestler's pace, then I would think about it more. But I'm picking Chitty Bang Bang because I think this is going to be a striking matchup. Jake doesn't wrestle as much as he needs to, because he's good at it. I think it's going to be a striking matchup. I think Chitty's going to be able to keep it at range, engage when he wants to. And Jake is a guy to where he's not just going to play your game, but for him to enforce his game plan, he's going to have to force things against Chitty, and it's just going to be even easier to hit him. I wouldn't be surprised if Chitty put him away late. I think the safe play here is over 1.5. My MacBook just decided to stop recording. I don't know where I was at, but I'm picking Chitty Bang Bang. Sorry about that. Moving on, we got Max Griffin versus Chris Curtis. All over Chris Curtis. I think he should be a much bigger favorite. Max Griffin's going to split decisions with Tim Means. Max Griffin's losing to Michael Chiesa. He's losing to Neil Magny. I think this is a layup for Chris Curtis and an easy matchup. Sounds disrespectful from Max Payne, but an easy matchup to welcome Chris Curtis back to 170. A guy who's fought at 170 plenty of times. Thick guy, very physical guy, was holding his own up there at 180 with the big guys trying to take him down. I think it's going to translate well to 170. His power is going to translate. It's going to be... His power was good at 180. It's probably going to be great at 170. His boxing's nice. I think Chris Curtis is going to be in his realm. He's going to be very, very comfortable in the cage against Max Griffin, who maybe has the chance to land a big shot, but it's not a lot of offense coming your way. An occasional takedown attempt where he's going to stuff. Max Griffin just doesn't offer a lot of danger. And then you see who he's losing to. Meanwhile, Chris Curtis is going very, very close. He's in close fights with Roman Kopylov. You know, he has not a good resume, but the guys that he's facing and the performances that he's putting on in those fights, he should smoke Max Griffin. I think he should finish Max Griffin round 2 KO. Moving on, we got Junior Tafa, who's lean and mean nowadays against Tokkos. You got abs now, man. You looking good. With that being said, how many double legs and single legs have you been defending? I'm picking Tuco to get his first win in the UFC, and I'm betting Tuco to get his first win in the UFC. I seen a guy on 5 days' notice who wasn't in the UFC come in, take Junior down, and mount him. And it didn't just look like a strength thing. It looked like a guy who didn't know how to wrestle. He's not getting underhooks. He's not feeding hips. He's not stuffing heads. He's just falling on his back. I think Tuco is going to come out there. He showed that he can hang tough against big punchers like Navajo Sterling. I wouldn't say a big puncher, but Navajo is a much better striker than Junior Tafa. I think we can agree on that. And he does have some sting. Junior hits hard, but dude, I don't see no. I think, and Junior Tafa, he shows he's kind of uninterested in there, and he'll kind of quit. Not kind of quit, but it's like he won't. You know he can give you more, but he doesn't. No, it looks like he's just fighting for fun because he enjoys the fight. I think Tuco can take him down, put him on his back, show him some adversity, and Junior's like, like, you know, almost try to play like this guy's being born. This guy doesn't want to fight, but you're a grown man. Get up, defend a takedown. So I'm picking Tuco Tokkos, and I don't really have to think that much about it. Junior can't wrestle. Tuco wants to wrestle, and he has really good control when he gets the opponent down. This is not Umar Sai. This is not Navajo Sterling. You know, this is Junior Tafa. This is a Tafa, bro, at the end of the day. And lighter man skill. Lighter man skill is going to be able to take him down. I'm picking Tuco Tokkos. For real. Moving on, we got Vitor Petrino versus Austin Lane. Vitor, I don't care. You're on the parlay ban list. You'll never be bet on again. But he should beat Austin Lane. Poor Austin Lane, bro. On behalf of Austin Lane, UFC, if you're listening, can I get a Jamal Pokes? Can I get a Muhammad Usman? Can I get a Hamdi Abdullah Wahab? Can I get a Lucas Brzeski? I don't even know if he's still in the UFC. Can I get one of those matchups? It's like you're just sending me out there to get finished. This is a guy that got KO'd by Greg Hardy. Just got KO'd bad against Mario Pinto in a fight where he dropped Mario Pinto. People forget, man. You know, really long, really tall. Showed that he can wrestle, but he unintelligently closes distance. His distance management is bad. He's too close, but he doesn't need to be that close. He's too far when he starts some of his combinations. Vitor Petrino is just a different class when it comes to striking. It could get interesting if Austin just forces wrestling. We'll see how Vitor deals with that, but Austin Lane gets chinned. It's just something, even if Austin has success and wrestles you, okay, the fight's going to start again because he's not going to submit you or TKO you on the ground. The fight's going to start again the next round, and he's going to get chinned. Like, he's going to get chinned. He just, Austin Lane gets chinned. That's what he's in the UFC to do, to get chinned. And I kind of feel bad for him. But he gets chinned. So, Vitor Petrino, welcome to heavyweight. You're going to chin Austin Lane. Congratulations. You're not getting bet on, though. I don't give a damn if he was minus 100. You're not getting bet on, though. Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charriere. I've wrestled with this one. But I'm picking Morgan. Morgan's just the better fighter. It's a better fighter. Everywhere. It's the better fighter. Now, Nate comes forward. He pressures. He gets in your face. And that's cool. But Shepe Mariscal is what Nate wish he could be. And that sounds disrespectful. But the style of Shepe, coming forward, all gas, no brakes, tough, pressure, nothing but cardio, wrestling, striking, hurting you, putting you through the ringer. Nate Landwehr is a significant step down in that same exact kind of style. And in his last, he fell off a cliff. His last fight, he did not look. That wasn't Nate Landwehr that I was watching. Kind of like Darren Elkins against Julian Rosen. That was not Darren the Damage Elkins. Nate is taking so much damage in his career. Something needs to be said about the USA plot armor. They gonna be USA, and that motherfucking Nate just gonna come forward and he gonna bite down on the mouthpiece and he gonna try to make something happen. But he's gonna be closing the distance for Morgan, and Morgan's gonna be lighting this guy the fuck up with straight punches. Morgan can wrestle. Like I said, the Morgan that fought Shepe, if half of that Morgan shows up, he beats Nate Landwehr. And Nate Landwehr is a fan favorite. Fun fight. You know it's going to be fun every time you see him. But I'm telling you, he fell off a cliff in his last fight. And that's not Nate Landwehr that's not the train. That's Nate Landwehr, but that's not the train. It's not the train in that octagon. I don't think the train's going to step in that octagon on Saturday night. So for that, I have to pick Morgan Charriere. Moving on, Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. The fight that I'm interested in the most on this card, for sure. Because I've wrestled with this one for weeks. Literal weeks since it was announced. Literal weeks. Because Calvin Kattar is a big step up in competition. I'm willing to say that. New England Cartel, patient but really good boxing. Really good head movement. You know, very technical in the boxing. Steve Garcia is a marauder. See that farmer stand? That's crazy. Steve Garcia is a marauder. When the bell rings, he's going to bite down the mouthpiece. He's going to march across the octagon. He's going to get in your face. He's going to try to bang it out. He's going to try to make something happen. You know what I mean? And he's throwing big bombs. He will mix into wrestling. Big bombs. But he's not as technical as Calvin Kattar. I've never seen Calvin Kattar get chinned. Matter of fact, Calvin Kattar has never been chinned ever in his career. Calvin Kattar has never been knocked out in his career. And for a while, it felt like Steve Garcia either knocks Calvin Kattar out in the first round or he loses a decision. And I really want to pick Calvin Kattar, but I can't. I'm picking Steve Garcia because Steve Garcia will start wrestling. He will start wrestling if the striking is competitive, which I think the striking will be competitive. I think Steve's going to be throwing big strikes. Calvin's going to be making a miss or roll with them or kind of negate the damage that they do while he's still coming forward. Calvin Kattar is fighting guys who are trying to disengage in the striking. Steve Garcia is going to close the distance for him. You look at Calvin Kattar, yeah, he's on a loss streak. He tore his shit against Arnold Allen. So that's not really a loss. He beat Josh Emmett. I'm not here to debate. He beat Josh Emmett. Aljamain Sterling, bad stylistic matchup off of the injury. Just wrestled the fuck out of him. In his last fight, Yusuf Zalal, it's impossible to hit Yusuf Zalal. Impossible. Like, Yusuf Zalal went to a 3-round decision with Ilia Topuria, but not like Josh Emmett did, where he was just taking damage, getting the fuck beat out of him. Yusuf Zalal was barely getting hit. It's just impossible to beat Yusuf Zalal. And Calvin Kattar doesn't really cut the cage off that well. He didn't cut the cage off that well to deal with a Yusuf Zalal. You don't have to worry about cutting the cage off for Steve Garcia. He's going to meet you in the center. And I think Calvin Kattar is going to be able to have success in the striking. It's just when Steve decides to mix up the grappling, mix it all together, then that's when I think Steve can start to pull away and find success. I'm picking Steve by decision. I don't think Steve finishes Calvin Kattar. I think Calvin Kattar is really, really tough. I think he holds his own on the striking with any man. It's just when you can mix it up and then you can move. I think I'm picking Steve Garcia by decision, which is interesting. I found a sneaky prop for Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia, round 1 only. If any other result, no action, which means if it goes to the second round or if the fight goes past the first round, then you get a full refund on the bet. But there's a prop. You could bet Steve Garcia to win round 1. It's minus 130. If he wins round 1, you get paid. If it goes past round 2, you get a refund. The only way you lose is if Calvin Kattar beats Steve Garcia in the first round. It's the only way. So, I think that's a sneaky prop. I think that's the best play for this fight. I do like the over 1.5. I do. Moving on, we got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Gabriel Bonfim. And this was another tough one for me. I struggle to pick against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson because I know how good he is. He was beating Joaquin Buckley before Joaquin Buckley found a big strike, jumping off of his feet. kind of a Hail Mary kind of shot. I know Stephen Wonderboy. I know how good he is. I know how good his distance management is still to this day. I know how he still has the speed still to this day. His footwork is phenomenal. I know he frustrates the fuck out of guys. And if this fight's gonna be if you're telling me this fight's gonna be on the feet for 15 minutes, well, I'm picking Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. But the thing about this, and I still low-key want to pick Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, because Gabriel Bonfim, he's gonna have to go back to his old ways to win this fight. Like, Gabriel Bonfim, as of late, has been a patient guy, waiting for openings against guys who aren't as technical as him, who aren't as world-class as him, and he's outclassing you until you give him an opportunity. Okay, there's the finish, let me take it. And he's being patient. He's not forcing it. He's not trying to be super physically imposing. And that's what beats Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Physically imposing. I think of Bilal Muhammad. I think of Joaquin Buckley. Guys who are just physical as fuck. Tyron Woodley. It's just coming off the top of my head. Shavkat Rakhmonov, very, very physically imposing, grabbing this guy, holding this guy, trying to drag this guy down. Even Buckley, he KO'd him, but he was in on the wrestler's pace, struggling to get takedowns, but he was just grinding and grinding. Gabriel Bonfim isn't that type of fighter, but he has been in his career. And that's the kind of fight that he's going to have to fight in order to beat Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I respect Stephen Wonderboy Thompson so much, and I see a lot of people betting Gabriel Bonfim, and it makes sense, but I just respect Stephen Wonderboy Thompson so much, because if you think Gabriel Bonfim's going to beat Wonderboy, I hope you don't think it's just striking. I hope you don't think it's just him shooting a take. Like, he's going to have to, like, grind Wonderboy, you know, and kind of finish him late when Wonderboy has nothing left. And I want to pick Wonderboy so bad. I just think, I just can't help but feeling Gabriel Bonfim's going to get sucked into a technical battle with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I don't think he can win it. I don't think he can win it. I think Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's going to beat Gabriel Bonfim round 1, and then on the feet. And I think Gabriel Bonfim's going to start to force wrestling and force clinch exchanges. And I think he can grind out a decision. I don't think Stephen Wonderboy gets finished by Gabriel Bonfim, even though Gabriel Bonfim, I want to say all 17 of his fights are finishes. He's a finisher, but it's just different the way he's finishing guys. Like Shavkat, he had all finishes, but he was just marching guys down and just getting after it. Gabriel Bonfim's kind of a savant. He outclasses you. He's very, very good. He's out technicalitying you. That's not even a word. But he's bouncing around. He's pop. He's pop. You know, he's not really marching you down, biting out on the mouthpiece, and I'm gonna finish this guy. You know what I mean? I wonder for Stephen Wonderboy's chin that if Gabriel lands a big shot, because Gabriel does have power, if he hurts Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and maybe find a finish that way. I'm gonna pick Gabriel Bonfim. I think the fight's gonna be competitive. I do. And now we got the main event. I'm not going to spend too much time with this. Somebody's going down in under 1.5. Played under 1.5. I played the under 1.5. I parlayed the under 1.5. Why are they using this old-ass picture of Derek Lewis? He done lost a lot of weight since then. I'm picking Tafa Teixeira. I wouldn't be surprised if Derek Lewis lands a big right hand and KOs Tafa Teixeira. Either way, I think it's under 1.5. I look at Tafa Teixeira. You see he got the 83-inch reach and 6'7" height. He doesn't use that shit at all. He comes forward, closes that distance. He wants to grab you, get in the clinch, get in the pocket. Not smart to do with Derek Lewis, but that's just what he does. He did it to Justin Tafa. He ran across, grabbed Justin Tafa, elbowed him in the clinch, sat him down, KO'd him. And I think he does similarly the same to Derek Lewis. I do. I'm not going to bet against Derek Lewis because, I mean, Taliesin, he closes distance unintelligently when he doesn't need to, and the right hand's going to be there. This guy gets fucking hit. Tafa Teixeira gets hit. He gets hit a lot. He's getting hit. And you can't really just get hit by Derek Lewis. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if Derek Lewis KOs this guy in the first round at all. But I am going to pick Tafa Teixeira to kind of impose his will on Derek Lewis a little bit, make it harder than Derek Lewis thought it would be, and then probably find a finish. And that's all I got. Betting video is going to drop later today. Sorry for being late with these videos. Hey, it is what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, share to somebody I know they enjoy it just like you did. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here, man. Eat.